Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sandbox Wednesdays stream. I'm Alex Flores, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by Lucas is right. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm excited to build a clubhouse. How are you,
I,
Alex?
I'm excited to build a clubhouse also. In case you don't know, that's what we're working on today. We are going to be doing the first steps of laying out this space for you, our stream community, and
Building a foundation, if you will.
yeah, except we're starting at the top. So I'm gonna build the top section, and then we've got like four. They don't have to be dungeons; they can be whatever you want. Four quadrants beneath it, where each month we're gonna rotate out to a new builder. They're gonna make something there. We will publish it on a land specifically dedicated for this, and basically it's like a residency program almost, where each artist gets 4 months in rotation. So they publish their thing, then it goes to the next quadrant for another month, the next quadrant for another month. So it's just going to rotate out in a cycle, each of these 4 slots, and each builder gets a month, and they publish their thing, and then we go on to the next one. So it's just going to be an ever revolving space of cool stuff. So I'm super excited for this. I've been excited for this since December, at least. I think I don't remember when I first talked to Panda about this.
Birthday.
I was only born yesterday, so it's yeah. I have a couple birthdays a day. I talked to Panda about this a while ago, and I don't remember when the conversation started. I think it was even earlier. I think it was like October, September, something like that. And I was like, "There's too much going on."
We were talking about this like a year ago, so
not quite that long ago, but many months ago, and just knowing like there was too much going on. Not it's because it was before Alpha Season 5 before Alpha Season 4 started. So we were like ramping up for that, and I was like, I don't want to do this in the middle of Alpha Season 4. There's just too much going on, and so we plan to wait it out. So this month, March, is when I'm going to be building the top layer and dividing out the 4 sections. We're going to have some like warm-up votes here. You're going to be using your Twitch channel points to vote on some directions for me, because this is a space for you guys, and so there can definitely be robots, but this is a community space. This is a if you've ever had like a student lounge in college, or just a place that you hung out, a favorite bar, this is Cheers for us. So
no putting fish in the microwave.
Yeah, no fish in the microwave, please. Be respectful of the space, but yeah, so I'm really excited because this is going to be a fun project. And Go West, yes, you can use your channel points in polls. I was referring to polls specifically, but using channel points in the polls, so people can vote with their channel points in the polls. But there's going to be a mixture of polls and a mixture of channel point unlockables. So I don't know how much Panda wanted me to say about this. She might have already said it. Did she already set it up? Is it already in there? Because she was talking about it. Is it in there? I don't see it. I don't see it opened up yet. So I'm gonna, unless Panda's watching and she says otherwise, I'm not gonna give away this part yet. But it's a thing that's gonna come later, so don't worry about it. Anyway, we are gonna run a poll here in a little bit. We're gonna make sure that enough people are in here to have it make sense. But in the meantime, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, Sir Alikin. Hello, Hov over on Twitter. Garnicane Kaiton over on Twitch. King of 4X over on Twitter. Hello, also Bert Z and Go West over on Twitch. Octavian, Adrian, Philippe, I'm not sure, over on YouTube says hi. Lucas is right, says, sweet sassy molassy, I love this music so much. Which is funny because Lucas is right here and we're not listening to music right now. So I guess we're going back in time.
It's a message from the past, like a message in a bottle.
Chitin92 over on Twitch says, Sir Alikin. Oh, he's calling out. Please fix the bug in the speed race. Ooh, it scrolled for me. When I click exit and race and restart, the race starts immediately. I don't even have time to put on a suit. Uh-oh. Okay. Definitely something to check out there. Pickaxe Master says, "Hey, Lucas and Alex." I read that backwards. Hey, Alex and Lucas. Hope you all doing great today. We are doing great. We're excited to build here. And Pepe from Sandwich says, "Hi, fam." And Pepe is super important here because Pepe is the reason, basically, that we can work today the way that we're going to be working. I'm starting in Magic of Voxel, in case you didn't notice that we've got Magic of Voxel open instead of the Sandbox, because we're going to start our layout in this space where it's very fast for me to iterate on ideas and measure things. And while the tools in the Game Maker are always improving, Magic of Voxel is still just a super powerful voxel layout program. And Pepe's project Sandrush made Magic Palette, which is able to import Magic of Voxel files into the Game Maker for us. So that is going to be super important today, and going forwards, we'll be able to do other things with it. Hello, Jazz Wolf, and I am Nagul. Welcome, welcome. All right, so quick note before we get started on this. We on Saturday we tried playing Champions Tactics and it was crashing right at the start. Not the Champions Tactics like the game from Ubisoft, but the Sandbox's experience for Ubisoft. In the Sandbox, it was crashing. So I did report that. Some other people reported it, and some other builders participating in Builders Challenge 3 also noticed their experiences crashing. So I added their experiences to the list of ones that are crashing. The dev team has it marked as a high priority because we've got events currently running both for Champions Tactics and for Builders Challenge. So we want to make sure that that's working for everybody. There is a 0.11.3 that should be coming out any day now. I don't know if that's going to instantly fix this issue or if we're going to have to wait for 0.11.4. We'll see. But the dev team is aware, and this is a high priority fix for them, so they are actively working on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And just
so we hear you, and we're working on it.
Yes. And to I don't want to dig too deep into Builders Challenge drama stuff, but just to point out, like a word of encouragement for anybody participating in the Builders Challenge. If you participated before and the leaderboards were frustrating because you saw other builders ranking higher than you, or there were just confusing things going on, not understanding why a game would be so popular. None of that matters this time because the Builders Challenge does not have a leaderboard, does not have ranking for Builders Challenge 3. There is a max reward. I believe it was 50,000 sand max reward per experience, not per account, not per builder, but per experience. So the goal is just to get as many players as possible in your experience, having a good time, playing lots of time in your experience. And while the algorithm that determines the scoring and stuff in there is kind of all in the background to prevent exploits, just know that just because somebody is doing really well doesn't mean that you can't do just as well as them. If somebody hits the maximum sand achievement for their experience, that doesn't exclude you from being able to do the exact same thing. So just try to promote your experience as best as you can. Definitely share it to the game showcase in the Wizzyverse Discord with us. Lots and lots of people have been posting their games there. I've got my work cut out for me for checking those all out. There's been many posting per day. There's dozens there already. Share them on Twitter. Share them to Panda. Panda's putting together a list of experiences that she wants to have featured. So there's lots and lots of opportunities there. So just be encouraged. Put in the work to make your game fun. Be looking at those comments on your experience page. So if people are trying to alert you to like a bug or an issue that they encountered, or just trying to say, hey, your game is awesome, I like it. Make sure you're reading those comments and interacting with your community that you're building. All right. So we need to start building something. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make this the size of a land, which is 96 by 96 by 128. I used to say those numbers all the time, and now I actually had to think about it because it's just not something that I've been like repeating constantly.
I was thinking about it just now too. I'm
I
like,
was
okay,
like,
wait,
do I remember the numbers, the magical numbers?
I'm about to go pull up my chart.
King Crypto says GMAE. For those of you who don't know, that's good morning, afternoon, and evening. I believe Panda gets the royalties every time you say that. All right. So
she's very litigious, so if you do not give her the credit, she will come after you. Just so we're all on the same page.
So something I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up some grid stuff, so that way we can see what we're working on. So we got some grid lines on here. Where do we post link clips for the clip comp? I don't believe you have to post it anywhere. I believe Panda goes and checks the clips. So whenever you make a clip of this channel, it goes into there should be like a there's like a little tab underneath the video where it says like about and schedule, and I think one of them is clips and like VODs or videos, something like that. And so Panda actually goes and checks that for the most recent ones. So you don't actually have to share them anywhere. You just click the scissors and make a clip. All right. So we are going to have this be all of our terrain in the experience. So this is the size of a land, 96 by 96 by 128. And then we need a frame divider just to kind of keep organized. So by default in Magic Voxel, this goes to 10. I like setting it to 8 because then everything is divided evenly. And I may actually, what if I set it to 6? Because I'm trying to think of like how tall is a story in a building, and I feel like 6 meters is probably a good. I'll go with 8. I want to make sure that there's enough headroom for the camera as we run around. So while a realistic room in like a house may only be like 3 to 4 meters tall, depending on how tall your house is, we're stretching that out quite a lot more to make sure that that the 3D camera has room to move around and people don't feel claustrophobic. Now we're not using all of this bottom area today. I need to figure out what's a good balance for this size, and I'm thinking that maybe I want to take out 96 so that way people 96 voxels tall is going to be the bottom section. So basically making a cube for the other builders that are going to be in this space. So if
you're delineating the space that not only you're going to be using, but everybody else will be using as well when they come in and start working on their level.
Yeah, and I want to split it fairly. So if I take out 96, I want to see how much that leaves me. It's not a lot. It's a pretty thin section. But I don't want to like totally take over the space. So we want to keep in mind that an avatar is only 2 meters tall. This is the size of an avatar right here. So that's still a good amount of space. So I'm thinking if I make this an exact cube underneath, that will that should be plenty of vertical space for everybody to work with, and then they get a quarter of this section. So we're going to evenly divide this, and I'm putting a 2 meter thick wall because they'll be able to select what blocks they want on their side without affecting the other side. Just a little interior decorating tip there. So this is, and maybe we can do different colors just for the sake of it. I don't like this palette very much. I like this palette. So we're gonna color each one. and then they'll be able to change the wallpaper to whatever they want. That makes sense.
It does. I don't know if you've ever changed out wallpaper, but it is the worst.
It doesn't seem like the most fun task.
No. It's like, I don't want to go anywhere. And you're like, but I need you to come over here. And it's like, no, thank you.
All right. There we go. So now we've got our spaces divided, and this is just really super fast to do in Magic of Voxel. Like this was like the majority of what we need to do today, but we're gonna do more. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this space. So, what we're gonna do with you, chat?
Oh, we already knew what we were gonna do with it. Community Clubhouse.
Well, yeah, it's
were you not paying attention?
Mm-hmm. But what kind of clubhouse? What's it gonna look like? Oh. Are we doing a treehouse? Are we doing a student union building? Are we doing a?
I love treehouses too.
A nightclub? Like what is the look of this space? So
we've already got Club XYZ, so I don't think we should do the nightclub theme.
Well,
it's a community thing.
Jazzwolf says treehouse. I think I like the idea of this being a treehouse, but I vertically, like, I think it would make more sense if like the whole experience was a tree, and then people built their little tree, like an Ewok village,
and like the big tree in Avatar or Ewoks.
Yeah, kind of like that. Somewhere with free coffee. Absolutely, definitely. There's free coffee in the clubhouse for sure. I mean, as long as you got to clean the coffee maker. That's the community rules, right? You can't. If you don't clean up after yourself, there's no more free coffee. 100%. So no, actually, what we are going to do. Who are these lovely humans? Says Panda. Oh, Caps, my bad.
I feel like she should know that up by now.
Panda, did you want to talk about the thing that we discussed that you'd be adding to the sandcastles? I don't see them in there yet, so I didn't know if you wanted me to mention them or not. We'll see. But what we are going to do...
Incoming in 4 minutes.
Ain't no party like a Panda Pops party, like a Panda Pops party. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, Panda Pops party. Oh, yes, you can talk about them. Okay, cool. So what we would like to do, and Panda, please correct me on the prices if I get them wrong. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to be having Twitch polls and also things that you can unlock for the clubhouse with channel points. So one of the channel point unlockables is going to be putting your avatar, or I guess it could be any avatar you want. Like you could volunteer somebody else, I guess, or I would say it has to be you, a representation of you, or like your character. If you came up with a character, so like I don't know, King of Crypto, if he had like particular goblins or something that he wanted to put on the map that are not necessarily his representation of himself, he could also do other ones. In Panda's case, Panda's got all the different characters from her Pandonia games. Like she could add those in there. But it would be, I believe it was 30,000 sandcastles. It's a high ticket item, but 30,000 sandcastles to put your character that you've made, whether
sold to the Lucas in the front row,
in the hub somewhere, in this space. And yes, okay, so 30,000 for one they made, or 100,000 for Panda to make one of you on one of her VoxEdit streams. So,
oh dang!
So if unless she doesn't want to do it on stream, that's up to her. But if say, I don't know, I'm just gonna pick out Jazzwolf. If Jazzwolf didn't have an avatar of herself already, and she wanted to like send a concept image to Panda, be like, paint me like one of your voxel women, then then it would be 100,000 sandcastles. Those are what we call our Twitch points. So you can redeem that, and Panda will make it for you to put into the hub. So 30,000 if you've already got one, and then you can just transfer us the file, or we can wish list it or something. That we'll figure out exactly how to get it into the land, or Panda will make one for you. Ice Pilot says, "Put me in your creepy basement art collection." Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to start one.
That's called friendship right there.
Go West says, "If it's anything like the one she made of me previously, I'm scared." Uh-oh. I don't know what Go West's previous one looks like.
Nobody does. That's why it's so scary.
And yes, it'll be so.
I wasn't getting meat, and you were definitely getting all of the meat.
You know, as is tradition.
Meat. So you gave Go West women's legs? Was it Go West who said that?
It was very confusing.
Was it with high heels? I don't remember this. Was it like the lamp in A Christmas Story?
Well, I was gonna say like the lamp in Anchorman.
I love lamp. I don't remember what the.
There was no actual lamp, and you just saying I love lamp.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Pepe's on board. All right, we've got an ad starting, so we're gonna go take a quick little break. We will be right back. And we're back. So, in case you weren't here the other day when we talked about this, the reason why we're doing this is because we enabled, or we on Twitch we became Twitch, not partners. What's the word? Affiliates. Became a Twitch affiliates, which we did specifically so we could have the Twitch channel points to let you guys unlock stuff, and we could do cool polls and chat and all this fun stuff, custom emotes, things like that. The problem, not really a problem. We made it not a problem, but the problem with this is that it forces us to have ads on the channel. And Panda, Lucas, and I, we are paid to be here. This is our job. And we don't want to monetize the channel because we're not looking to get money out of you. We're looking to have fun with you in the Sandbox and promote the Sandbox as the game on the official channel for the Sandbox. So playing ads on this channel doesn't really make sense, but it's a mandatory part of being affiliate to unlock the other features that we think are fun for you, and they're fun for us. So all this time that we've had ads running, and occasionally some people have generously decided to subscribe. Is subscribe the word on Twitch? My brain's not. It is. Oh,
is.
sub. People say sub. That's why saying subscribe. Subscribe is, to me, is like YouTube coded, but sub is what it is on Twitch. It's the same word. So when people
Unless you're
subscribe
redoing
on
it, then it's called resubscribe on Twitch because they spell it out for that. But if you're actually doing a sub, then it's just
yeah.
They're all over the place.
So all this time that we've been running ads and people have been subscribing, and I don't know if anybody's ever given us bits. We never ask for bits or subs, so but it happens sometimes. All of this money's been collecting in our Twitch account, and we haven't been doing anything with it because that's not why we're here. And so one day we were looking at the account, and we're like, wow, we have enough money to buy a land. And I'm like, what if we bought a land? What would we do with it? And I was like, let's give it back to the community and let the community build things on it. So I'm putting together this top section, and then we're opening it up to a combination of people that Panda and I select, and also people that the community in our chat votes on, nominations and stuff. We're going to open this up to nominations and have people vote about who's going to be next. And we've got lots of time to do this because each section is going to take a month. And then when all 4 sections on the bottom are filled up, we're going to rotate. And the first person in is going to go out for a new person, and then the second person for another person. And we're just going to keep on going until nobody wants to do it anymore. So
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I love one of the things I really enjoy is like artist collaborations. Like when you go to those art walks or whatever, when it's like 3 people working on one piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like this is the Sandbox version of that. And so I'm really excited to see what comes out of this.
Mm-hmm. And this all goes back. A few of you may remember that we did something like this back in, I think it was 2020. It was like when the Game Maker first came out publicly. So it might have been late 2020, early 2021. I think the experience was called like Sandbox Community 2020 or something like that. I'd have to go back and look it up. But we passed around a Sandbox experience file because they saved on your desktop back then. And we just passed it around a bunch of times, and everybody worked on it for like 30 minutes. And then I did like the final hour of like cleaning it up, making sure everything worked. And that was what we built. And that was a ton of fun. So this is kind of the same thing, but a little more structured, and we hope for it to go on for a long time. So some cool things that we can do with this. We're setting up it's not set up yet, but we're setting up a brand new account for this. It won't be KYC'd, so it won't be eligible for any monetization. That's not the purpose of this space. This space is for you guys to hang out in, have fun in, share what you're working on, and promote you guys. So we will I will try to get it set up so I can do portals to other people's experiences. So all the artists that we're featuring
Nice.
in the lower sections, you should hopefully be able to teleport to something that they've been working on. And we can also feature stuff in the top section, so we can maybe have like a small NFT gallery, and some other teleporters to go like, hey, here's an experience of the week or something like that. So we'll keep this thing up to date with all sorts of stuff. So I am pumped.
We should put a point in there.
There's going to be all sorts of stuff in here. So because it's a new account, it's going to have a separate wallet that's a ledger. Panda and I will maintain dual control over that, to make sure that it is secure. But if you want to donate assets to this, you can. So we are going to plan on nominating artwork within reason to use the Twitch funds to buy artwork from artists in the community. So, there'd be a process of like nominating and voting and all this stuff. We're going to have this all worked out. So we plan on purchasing artwork on behalf of this project to put into this project. But if you just want to donate to this project, once we get that wallet set up and the profile good to go, you're totally welcome to send assets to place in the land. I can't guarantee that we'll know how to use them. If you send us like a giant like 50-story sandworm, I might not have a place to put that in this experience. In which case, maybe we'll auction it or something, and then use those funds to further develop this land. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But totally, anytime that you want to donate an asset to this project, it will be appreciated, whether we're able to use it or not. All right. So I need to save this. Let's see. Just call it SandFam. Saved. Always important to save our work. So now we need to do our Twitch poll to figure out what the theme in the clubhouse, the top section, is going to be. So each of the 4 bottom sections, that's going to be totally up to the featured builder in that section. If they want to make it a dungeon crawl to the bottom, they want to make it a cyberpunk city, they want to do like swimming underwater submarines,
dungeon crawl.
Yeah, any of those things. But they can do whatever they want in those bottom sections. But this top section, I need a theme. I need something.
4 seasons.
The 4 seasons.
Not the hotel, but I mean actually 4 seasons. So there's like summer, winter.
So you want me to just plop some city blocks in here? Since I had the spring, summer, and fall, I didn't get a chance to work on the winter one yet. Eventually that'll be done. Maybe we'll have a spot for the city block. I don't want to make it too. The city block is like an abstract art, or surreal art, I guess, experiment, and it's a very large thing. It wouldn't fit if we put it on this space. It would be taller than what we could put in there.
It's too big. It won't fit.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of want to be able to alert. It just says alert to what?
I know. I was like, what alert though? I was
Garnican alerted. I don't know
I
what
have been alerted, Garnican. I have been alerted.
Maybe they're just highlighting what you said, Lucas. I don't know. So I want this space to kind of be more block construction than large architectural VoxEdit models, because we'll be able to do more with putting in NFT art and portals to other spaces in this. Tom Voxel says you can see city block assets in action in bots versus humans experience. I'm guessing it's humans, not humans. Just making sure.
You don't know that.
They're right next to each other on the keyboard, so I was guessing. All right, I see I Am Nagul said, how do I mint a basic asset so everyone can use it in their games? So autocorrect. Tom Voxel, I don't think "himen" is a word. I don't know how human would autocorrect into "himen."
Leave Tom alone.
Garnican was just pointing out I Am Nagul's question, and it's a good question. So there is sort of a shift going on right now, and I can talk about it because 0.11 is out now. So basic assets, you are going to retain access to using the basic assets, but the basic asset system is kind of going away to focus on asset kits. And you may have heard me use the term dynamic libraries accidentally, because that's what I've been calling them for the past like 5 months that I've been working on them, but now they're called asset kits. And as we are releasing documentation about these things, you may see the name kind of go back and forth, but I think we're trying to call them asset kits. So I'm going to try to be really focused on saying asset kits. But if I accidentally say dynamic libraries, I'm talking about asset kits. So in the bottom left corner of your library in the Game Maker, you'll see a little drop down. It says your workspace. And when you click on it, it expands a list of a bunch of different libraries or asset kits. And we've got one for Smurfs. We've got one for other brands. All the names just flew out of my head because I've been so focused on them for so long, and now I can't think about what any of them are. Yeah, just so we got Care Bears, like Atari Centipede. My brain is also thinking of the new ones that we're working on that aren't released yet, so I can't tell you what they are yet.
That's fair. See, you're just struggling with what you can say and what you can't. That's
right.
all that is going on right
here. Yeah. So currently, what Getastau, one you may remember his name from the Creator Fund, and I have been working on. We're actually working on releasing new asset kits every month.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Oh wow, that's a lot of work.
It's a good amount of work, and as we're doing this, we're also cleaning up the assets. So what the asset kits are, they're a combination of basic assets and exclusive assets. So assets that were for our level designers usually belong to IPs, and were things that were not available to regular users. We are starting to migrate all those into a space where anybody can use them. So we're releasing a combination of IP partner asset kits, as well as just different themes. So we've got like the Desert Bazaar. We've got
Your Bazaar,
spelled differently.
I said what I said.
An island, sandy, jungly island, a volcano space, a city, like just all these different ones, and they're related to. At least the first few are related specifically to templates that are also now available in the Game Maker. So
good
currently,
from AE24K.
Yep, I see it. So currently, regular users cannot create asset kits yet. That may be a thing in the future. I can't promise that it will necessarily be a thing in the future, but it is a possibility. We don't have a front end for users to build those things yet, so it's kind of there's a lot of in the back end system of things, and
Gotcha.
It's even stuff like I can't just like click on some things. I have to make a list for somebody who can deal with the code base to like process these things. So there's still tools to make and things for that. So yeah. There's more coming with the asset kits. It's a step in the right direction, but it's just the first step, and I've seen what the next couple steps are. We have more improvements coming to the interface, to being able to search with like tags and themes and things like that. So the library's a work in progress where we've already made a good improvement, but we've got so much more that we're working on to improve it. And I hope that making asset kits does become available for everybody, but it's a few more steps down the line before we're there. So in the meantime, we've been updating all these things, and I don't remember why we're talking about this in the first place. Basic assets. So I am Nigel asked about how to make basic assets. So we're not making anything newly called a basic asset. We're transitioning basic assets into free assets. So both basic and exclusive libraries are now being relabeled as free assets. And once you set an asset to free, it can't be undone.
It can't be unfreed?
Yeah, it's almost like minting, but it's off chain. Okay. So from a creator perspective, me having the access to do this, it has like a warning that pops up. It's like, once you make this free, like you can't undo it. Because that's actually a problem we had with basic assets early on, is if we removed a basic asset from the basic library and people had the basic asset in their game wouldn't run anymore.
Yeah.
So that's we're avoiding
kind of permanent.
Yeah, and we've improved how that situation works. Like that's not an issue anymore. But as far as making these sort of permanent things like that, we're still being a little cautious on like how we release it. And yeah, it's a work in progress. So making a free asset, I would say that I'm trying to think of the what the best option would be. Technically, I could uh make a free collection for the community, but I think I would want to talk to some people. Like that's within my realm of powers, but I think I would want to like discuss how exactly we want to present that, and if there's any like rules on it. If I'm taking just like if I'm Nagul makes something and wants to add it to this library, how do I go about doing that correctly? Um, I don't think that's a bad idea. Um, Now anybody can make an asset like on their wish list. The issue is publishing with it. So when you have like a wish listed item that's not minted, um, I don't think you can
Mm-hmm.
publish your experience until it's minted. So yeah, I think
Sounds like something to think about.
yeah. I mean, there's I have some people that I can talk to. So let me make a note. Um,
Bounce some ideas around, maybe.
Community free assets. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Did you say duty
I
free?
think what was that?
Did you just say duty free?
I did not say duty free. I said community
Mm.
free assets.
Wishful thinking.
No, there's some duty here. That always whenever like when you're on a cruise ship, which I just was a couple weeks ago, they have like a duty free store, and like
Mm-hmm.
airports have duty free shops, and that term just always like I'm like, why did they call it that? That's such a weird name.
Such a weird name.
I
I don't
guess
get it
it's
either, but I love it every single time.
you're free of tax duties, I think that's the
However, they
idea.
meant it. I'm glad they did it because every time we're in an airport and we walk past it, my wife just slowly looks at me and glares because she knows I'm going to be giggling every
All
single
right.
time.
Not Jackie Chan says I have been having issues where I try to republish a game and it says I have to buy NFTs I made that I have 30 copies of anyone else. So I have noticed some issues similar to that. I'm not sure if they're totally related. See, why don't they just call it tax free? Go West. Like
Because then
nobody.
I couldn't get glared at by my wife. Come on now. I'm not going to laugh about tax free.
Right. So there is a bug, and I have reported it, and it is something that's being worked on. Where if you have an experience in the game maker that's not even published, you may have needed to make an experience page, but I think it's just if you used it in a game maker file. Um, that unpublished one counts against your asset count. So if you've made like 10 duplicates of an experience as like backups, then it suddenly counts as 10 uses of that asset, which is not the way it's supposed to be and is not the way it always was. So I've alerted to that being an issue because people have had only one land and published only one experience. And so using that asset in that experience, even if you use it 50 times in that experience, it should only count as the one time. But because they had multiple copies in their game maker that were not published to land, it counted as them using it n number of times. So that's a problem, needs to be fixed, is being worked on. Iverson says, hello to everyone. I have a question for you. What is the closest sound I can use to the sound of a baby crying? Does anyone know? There are hundreds of sound effects, but not the most basic sounds like baby crying, laughing, shouting, disgusting sounds. There are some disgusting sounds. I think there's a chewing sound.
Oh no.
I haven't looked for baby noises specifically. I feel like one of the horror songs had a baby sound.
Maybe I thought they were giggling or something though. I think it was like baby laughter in the background.
Like children laughter. Always the creepiest sound.
Like children of the corn type laughter.
Yeah. Tee. So as far as sound effects, there are some like bird sound effects, like a crow cawing kind of sound. In the right context, you might be able to make it sound like a baby, but I don't know. I haven't looked for baby noises. Of course, if you want, I still upload to the streaming platform for sound effects and for audio streaming and for video streaming. So you can always just message me with some audio files, and as long as you're fine with everybody having they're not copyrighted and everybody has access to them, then I'll upload them for you. But the audio streaming is not as like snappy as the sound effects that are like built into the game, so they like perform a little bit differently, the way you can like mix them together and stuff. Is there one of those squeaky rubber chicken noises?
If not, we can get on that right now.
Duties refers to when you take items specifically from one country to another. Tax is a general term. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, logistically, yes, that's 100% accurate. But also,
it sounds like duty. All right.
Yeah.
So, moving on here.
Let's building stuff.
Well, we got to make this poll. So I'm gonna do /poll.
We got DM Archer over on Twitter /X. Hey friend, how are you?
DM Archer, how's it going? Not disagreeing. Duty sounds very funny. Yeah. I've got a list of things. So we have a maximum of 5 items that we can put in this poll. So the question is, what visual theme should we use in the clubhouse? And I feel like we have a nice little spread. I kind of want to make this aimed towards what's available in the Game Maker as far as like our basic /free /asset kit libraries has in them.
Good call.
So we're doing, as a possible one, city style, where just like, like Wizzy the Green's rooftop garden, like that you saw me making on stream a while ago. Something kind of like that, just a city space. A neon district, so basically the same thing except cyberpunk. Then medieval, which would mostly use like the hero assets. So that one might be a little bit like snowy themed, not necessarily, but a lot of those assets do have like ice, snow themed stuff with them. Did DM Archer send like emoji? Oh, there is a heart. It didn't load for some reason.
Takes a little bit to load.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, they sent a blank message. How'd they do that? Desert, which could be scientists and like robots and Rust. Or it could be more like ancient Egypt, like the Desert Bazaar, Desert Temple themes.
Okay.
We'll narrow it down. Or jungle. And jungle
Can we
could
do a combo? Can we do like a combo?
What's your idea?
Like knights in armor combined with jungle. So it's like you got that rustic, blocky type building stuff crouching up all over the place, but also like overrun with like plants. And you could do like pedestals from the blocks and then like surround them with like plants. So you could like display an NFT on like an old school knights in armor, like plinth, I think is the word I'm looking for. And then it'd be surrounded by plants to make it just kind of like frame it.
I'm open to suggestions. So
Okay.
we're using this as kind of like our major defining, like our color palette, basically. Are we going for city with like cement and brick and glass? Are we going for a neon district with a bunch of like metaversey glowing blocks? Are we going for medieval, which is going to be more gray and stone? Are we going for desert, which is going to be more sandy colors? Or are we going for jungle, which is going to be more greens and browns? Could theoretically be an island too. But we can like narrow down exactly what that's going to be as we're building it. So I was told to do 100 sandcastles per vote, and we're going to do a voting duration of 10 minutes. That's the maximum that I can do is 10 minutes on this thing. The poll is started in the Twitch chat. So if you're not watching on Twitch and you want to get in on this, if you have Twitch channel points with us already, it's twitch.tv/the Sandbox Game.
This is such a hard choice.
All right, so that poll is live now. And
what if there's a tie, Alex? What if there's a tie?
Then I guess we'll have to mix it up. So we'll see. Currently, Medieval's winning by a lot. Everybody's voting Medieval. I don't believe so.
Okay. I was like, if you can vote multiple times, that would explain why Medieval is just like pew.
Yeah, we got a combined 4 votes for Jungle, Neon District, and City, and 21 on Medieval. Everybody wants Medieval. Like they want a castle, for sure. The 100 sandcastles is for additional votes. Wait, you can. What? How?
So you can vote multiple times. You just spend money.
I don't see the option. But it might be because
I voted twice for desert because I felt bad for desert because it hadn't gotten any votes, and I myself am a Fremen. So
one vote is free, then
like
additional vote is 100. Okay, so I didn't realize that's how the poll worked. So apparently somebody was like, "Go West says Medieval is the one I didn't want to see." What about a bio?
Well, then vote for something else. Go West. You got channel points. Use them. Roxy Miguel says, what about Biopunk theme? And I believe that was Neon District. Biopunk, Neon District, I feel like those were kind of the same thing, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I think like I said, we can kind of narrow down themes from these, but we got to start somewhere. We're starting at a wider range. Honestly, I'd like to just see like a plain old city. Like I just want to like walk down, because I miss living in the city. I just want to walk down a city block and be like, hey, art gallery over here, thing over here.
Miss living in a jungle. I know exactly how you feel.
All right, but we can the thing with this space is that it'll be ever evolving. So what exactly is at the top might change over time, and these bottom sections will definitely change.
Okay.
So nothing is set in here forever. It's actually planned to be evolving. GoWest says you don't want to be this be a voting war with 186,000 channel points. There's no way to set a limit on this. Like there's very limited options, like minimal options on the poll. Maybe we just have to raise the additional vote price really super high. Is there an option to like set
Can you make it incremental? Like the first vote is free, second vote is 100, third vote is 1,000, fourth vote
Yeah,
is.
I don't see options for that.
That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
That would show some dedication.
100 channel points is fair, lol. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want people to I don't want people to spend all their channel points just on this vote.
I
Like
do.
you've got like you've got other things to look forward to with your channel points. So, you know.
Yeah, but if they want to throw all in right now, then let them throw all in right now.
Yuma talks,
And
AK
they just
not
gotta
Jackie
earn
Chan. Who am
more.
I battling? I don't know. All right, so
Are
we're
they
gonna
breakdance fighting?
no, they're vote fighting.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there should be a cap on like maximum of 10 votes or something like that. The fact that that there wasn't an option for that, I find kind of surprising.
Mm.
Anyway,
Let's just let it play out and see what happens.
yeah. Yeah. I thought it was going to be one vote per person and they just had to have 100 sandcastles to do the first vote. So this is like working the opposite of how I thought it would. Panda, you didn't tell me.
Battle Royale.
That's basically what it is. All right. So is there an option to
It's
do it
about an hour into
without
the show.
Oh, that's right.
And you had said that you wanted an hour into the show, or around an hour into the show, you wanted a little reminder for news of the week.
True. Whoever voted for the jungle needs to make assets for the jungle area. Well, I mean, we've got okay, beans, I guess. We're working on a jungle theme right now for the next update. So there is already a bunch of like palm trees and jungly assets
Vines.
on the island uh
Mm-hmm.
asset kit, but there's going to be another one that's specifically jungle that we're working on. So yeah. Anyway, let's do news of the week. We're gonna let that run while the poll is going. And really what I build in this space is flexible anyway. Does not have to be specific to the theme, because I really only need the theme to determine what kind of blocks we're going to use once we get this in the magic palette. So let's do news of the week, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the news of the week. This week, we have some amazing events happening within Sandbox. We have the Crash Transformation event. We have a Builders Challenge number 3. We're just about to enter the second week to our Builders Challenge. We have the Discovery Game Jam. Registrations have most likely closed by the time you're seeing this news of the week, so make sure to be registering ahead of time. Always be looking in the events section. And if you have registered, don't forget to take part. We have the Champion Tactics event. You can always head on over to our events page and you'll be able to see all of these events here. The New York City Builder event is happening as well. No registration needed. Your experiences need to be submitted by March 12th. We have the Valentine's Day event happening as well. And we have a VoxEdit contest where submissions close on March 9th. There is a reward pool open to all, and then there are NFT prizes for the winning team, and then an exclusive reward if you transformed an avatar. And more details can be found in the description. Champion Tactics have a prize pool open to all, as well as a prize pool dedicated to Champion Tactics avatar holders. Now we're going to highlight some creators. If you would like to be showcased in our news of the week for your experiences or assets, or if you just have something amazing that you'd like to share with us, then please do reach out to me, Panda Pops, or to Alex or Lucas, who will be happy to add you to our list of amazing creators. First person we are highlighting is Yetsui Game Studios, who have a challenge for the Builders Challenge number 3. Do you need to pop the most candy blocks, make the highest score, and submit with the application form and share your scores below this post? Get your share of the prize to be claimed. And they've got all of the details in here, and the application forms added, as well as a link to their experience. And the experience is called Pumpkin X. Next up, we're going to be also showcasing another amazing creator that has a challenge for their Builders Challenge number 3. So this is Pickaxe Master. They have also implemented a prize pool milestone, think kind of like Kickstarter, which I absolutely love. So they're firstly putting up 5,000 sand just as a base that is, regardless of what happens, 5,000 sand is the main one. As soon as they reach 500 global accumulated plays across all of their experiences, it will increase by 1,000 sand. And this will continue going on at different milestones. More sand rewards are unlocked, as well as NFT rewards. It's absolutely amazing, and they have 8 fantastic experiences that you guys should definitely go and check out. Their experiences are shown at the bottom here of all their eligible experiences. Next up, we have Batman, who is also doing another challenge for Builders Challenge number 3. So they have leaderboard rewards, exclusive in-game quests, epic prizes, and tons of sand. They also have a registration form, so don't forget to register for this one. We also have Power Plant Panic by Andy Graga, who once again is doing another Builders Challenge 3 challenge right here. Best time each week will get 75 sand. As second place will get 25, and top 5 weekly times will get NFT only obtainable in that week. There is 4 different ones that you can get. There are also bonus prizes. Definitely go check out Power Plant Panic. You have this amazing townhouse that has been created by Crobusaur for 20 sand. And they also have a whole bunch of buildings just like this. So definitely go check them out. Really nice looking building. Don't forget as well that over in the corner here, you can click heart and it will add it to your wish list. So you can actually test it in Game Maker and make sure it works and looks exactly how you want it to look before you go and purchase. But definitely do go check this asset out. It looks absolutely amazing here. Really like this. This next asset is by a user whose name I will 100% say wrong, and I apologize, by Niham Odgil. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But this is such a cute little simple asset here for 8 sand. It's a nice little monitor display, says info. Doesn't look like it has any other animation. Would be cool if the screen changed a little bit, but otherwise, lovely, simple asset here. Great design, really good curve going on there. I can see this being good in maybe like a future setting, or even just a really cool high-tech museum, or just something that's slightly high-tech in design. Looks lovely, lovely and sleek. 8 sand over in the marketplace, and it is named Monitor Display. Thank you for listening to the news of the week. Now back to your regular scheduled content.
So Panda cheated on the votes? Is that what happened?
Hmm?
I don't know. It said I'm reading back through the chat, and it says who is top contributor. It doesn't tell me anything.
What one?
You made Go West spend theirs. Oh, so you're evening the playing field for future votes.
Sounds fishy.
Where does it Roxy Miguel, the mean guy on YouTube? What? Are you saying Roxy Miguel's mean on YouTube? I've never noticed that before. Jungle One. Yeah, I'm confused as to like where does it show? So I saw jungle won by 1 vote.
Ooh.
I saw it was 160 to medieval by 161 to jungle. I feel like that means I should do both. It only shows for a few moments. That's kind of stinky. I want it to show like permanently. Is there anything like let's see, if I go to the creator dashboard, is it going to tell me community activity? Does it show like previous polls?
It does show in the activity feed what visual theme should we use in the clubhouse, and it says poll ended, but it doesn't say how it ended.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my cable is like twisting up on me. Hold on a second. Sorry about that.
Good.
Where do you see activity? Where do you? I feel like a Twitch noob right now. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm looking at it's dashboard.twitch.tv, and then it's here, I'm just gonna send you the link.
Okay, I'm on the dashboard.
With grandma.
Where'd you send it?
Alex stream chat. So this is like the Twitch stream manager like homepage, and it's got your home, stream manager, content, monetization, settings, all that stuff. And then one of the columns in there is an activity feed, and it just shows everything that's happened. It's where I come to check on like when somebody's like, "Oh, I renewed these points for this award." But if you look at it, it'll say like, Garnikin redeemed points for alert. But then at the very top of the activity feed, it says it has the poll, but it doesn't show what the poll's end result was.
My mouse cursor turned invisible. Oh, there it goes. It's back. Does that ever happen to you? Your mouse is just like not there, but you can see it highlighting things.
Mm-hmm.
I swear that didn't happen on like Windows 95.
I was just gonna say thanks, Microsoft.
I'm like, like I never remember this happening before Windows 10 or even before Windows 11, but it's on Windows 10 apparently. All right, looking at the activity feed. Let's see all requests, alerts. Nope. My chat.
Here, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of the page.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be. There's so many things on this page that I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
You may have your page set up a little differently than I do as well, because I think you can customize it.
Oh yeah, mine is laid out different than yours.
But yeah, so on the very right side you see my chat, and right next to that it says activity feed. And the very top of the activity feed.
Okay, that's why I couldn't find it because I don't have an activity feed. There we go. My activity feed was set to rewards request queue for when people were like, I want a duck or things like that. That's wild that it shows that the poll is there and does not show the results of the poll.
Right?
Why would they do it that way?
Because they're mean.
So I guess because I didn't see the results of the poll, I guess we have to rerun it. No.
I'm sure that
I'm being
Pam
mean.
just said there's an area to get results. I just can't remember where, and I'm sure there is as well. So I'll go looking through here, and I'm sure I'll find it.
So the allow additional votes is a thing that you can uncheck.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of on the one hand, I'm like, I just made a couple people burn through a bunch of their channel points. On the other hand, I think they probably had channel points to spare. I do feel like I wanted it to be one vote per
Thanks
person.
to the prophecy.
So what
Wait,
we're gonna do
what?
now? Should we rerun the poll? And this one's only going to be up for 2 minutes. Because I don't want this to be as much as like, haha, people are spending Twitch channel points on this. So it's like I don't want this to be unfair. This is all a community thing. So all right. This one does not allow additional votes. And it's only 2 minutes. So there you go. J. King asks, will it be made possible for stakers to vote in the DAO without having to withdraw from the stake pool first? I hope so. I'm not sure why it's is not that way. Yeah, I'm not sure why you don't get your stake. And I feel like it was explained to me that it was a technical issue.
Oh, then I should have so much more voting power than I do. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. J. King, we should first vote on that. So, I mean that sounds like a DAO sip right there. Be like, make sure that like put focus development towards making sure that all those the sand that you have staked counts. I because I'm in the USA, I haven't been staked since staking got disabled. I was like, oh, I can't really use it, so I took all my staked stuff out. And you know, I kind of wish I had left it in there, but it is what it is now. So yeah, I believe that people who have their sand staked, heck, I think that staking should have a bonus. I think if you've staked your sand, I feel like that should count for like, I don't know, like a 10-20% VP bonus. Because you being staked is like a commitment to the ecosystem too. So I feel like that like is worth more than liquid sand. But that's my opinion. But I do think that should be a thing. Need to run, but super excited to find out what will be built in the new community hub. Hyped. Thank you, Pepe. Thank you for all the amazing things you work on. It was a 57% vote for yes. Only 4 people voted, or only 4 people voted for yes. Okay. All right. So we're gonna run the poll again with no additional voting, just because I feel like that is more fair. So I'm sorry for all the spent channel points. I did not realize that's the way it was going to work. There is a checkbox right there, and I didn't see it.
I fully encourage people to spend their channel points, and I regret nothing.
Does that mean only 7 people voted last time? I don't know, because I wasn't. I saw the total votes as like 160 to 161, but I didn't see the whole breakdown before I sat down, and then the thing disappeared. So I don't know. I feel like Twitch's poll thing needs a little TLC.
Tweaking.
Okay. So community hub theme.
Roxy Miguel, you can vote by coming on over to Twitch and voting here.
Yeah. And I think because it's not with sandcastles, everybody gets a vote now. It's free. It's free to vote in this one.
So before you had to spend all the points. Now you don't have to spend any. You only get 1.
Yeah. I really I want an option between those where like I would like it to be that people who have watched enough to get 100 sandcastles. Before it was always 1 vote free. Yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense. But maybe there's like like another like bot option or something that can work into this.
I'm sure there is.
I feel like this needs some work, and I don't know what needs to happen to make it happen. But so city, cyberpunk, jungle, desert, or I'll say castle instead of medieval. Just and maybe we'll say with jungle, it's like a temple / treehouse. So it could be like a little bit of Mayan temple, a little bit of like Ewok village.
Little Robinson Crusoe in there, if you will.
Desert, bazaar / temple, castle, ice / stone. Okay. There we go. New poll is up. By hitting that follow button, 300 points land on the viewer account. What? I'm confused. So yeah, Jazzwolf, I would love to be able to refund the points. The thing is, I can't see how they were spent because I can't see any information about the poll results.
Oh, nice comment from Pepe if you want to check that out.
Let us know what theme is up first. We might be able to do some magic to add themed blocks to Magic Palette to build with, and you can always upload your own blocks into Magic Palette to assign them to your creations. So I think for now, I do appreciate that, Pepe. There's something stuck in my throat. Hold on. I had a rice cake. And just like it's like one of those little styrofoam beads of the rice cake. It was just like, I'm not gonna go down with the rest of them. I'm gonna hang out back here. Yumali Talk spent about 15,000 points. Why? I never intended for this. We should have tested it. I don't know how we can test a poll when we're not live. I guess you can run it.
5-way tie. No, I'm just kidding.
What's winning right now? So jungle and castle are still winning right now. So the end results might be exactly the same, but I feel at least this way is fair. And we can take a screenshot right before it ends. There's not even a timer on this to tell me how close it is to finishing. As long as jungle wins, I okay with it.
Also, we have an incoming ad break in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. Wait. Did Panda redeem party time? Did Panda just go live or? Oh, okay. I saw a little thing pop up in the corner of Twitch going like, it's party time. And I was like, Panda Pop's party? But then the audio didn't play. All right. So yeah, I guess it looks like Jungle's winning at the moment.
By 1 vote.
By 1 vote.
2 votes.
Oh wow. All right. So anyway, we've got actual building to do here. So I'm thinking we want to have kind of a central spawn to things. So let's we're gonna just preliminarily put a platform in the center here. And then I think it would probably be best to have our entrances to each section also be centered. Now, how exactly people get in and out of this space is I think it would work best with portals. So that way we don't have to worry about where exactly. It's not like you drop in from the top and work your way down necessarily. You could work your way up from the bottom. So if we put teleporters, then you're going to end up wherever this creator wants you to in that space. Beverson says, I guess I'm the only one who voted for Desert. How sad. I guess nobody likes the heat. I mean, jungles are pretty toasty.
I love deserts. I just, as far as a display room for NFTs, I feel like the desert theme isn't the most economical. Like,
I mean,
that color scheme just doesn't lend itself to displays for me personally. But I love the desert.
I think that's kind of why I like the city, because the city we can pick some really neutral colors. But the NFT displays, you know, they're going to be in rooms probably. Think like the NFT Institute, kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. I'm gonna snooze the ad break, so that way this poll can finish and we can see the results. I'm actually gonna screenshot it where it is right now for reference. All right. So we're gonna have portals to lead people into their space. So let's dedicate some sections to that. And right now we're basically just using temporary colors. We can change this all later. But yeah, no, I do appreciate Pepe's offer to do blocks. I think we're gonna start off with basic blocks, like the ones that kind of come default, just for the start. And as the space evolves, we may get into some more nuanced block choices. Good morning, says Organics over on YouTube. Welcome. With is that a dystopunk? I think that's a dystopunk avatar. I'm not familiar with the name Organics off the top of my head, but I do recognize that dystopunk art style. All right, so we are going to have our portals going in here, and I don't know, maybe we make it like some sort of structured space to hold the portals. Exactly how we want like walls and stuff on the outer edges to work, we will determine once we know the theme that we're working with. So far, it's looking like jungle's gonna win, but if you're watching on Twitch, do participate in the poll. You can change the fate of this space. Vote for
literally
City Modern.
shape worlds with your votes.
Vote for City Modern, not for any reasons, but just because. All right, and we're gonna start the game in here. Ooh, where's the edge? There it is. All right. Now, I was thinking that we do probably want some elevated platforms to parkour up to. Again, kind of waiting on the theme here to know if we're going to have like trees, maybe like some maybe like an Aztec ruin or something with some broken staircases to work our way up, or if we're going to have like a museum space.
I mean, it's looking like it's going to be jungle. Hasn't changed in a bit. Jungle's at 6, castle's at 4. City and Cyberpunk are both at 3.
Jungle does seem popular. Castle overtaken by jungle, I'd be okay with that. Yeah, well, so yeah, I wasn't thinking of like putting NFT frames just hanging from trees. Like it was kind of a mixture where we have some old stone structures encroached by the jungle. It'd be pretty cool. And we want to have some like overlook areas too. So if we're thinking jungly, let's go ahead and let's just kind of plan for that.
How long is this poll going to last for?
I said it for 10 minutes just to make sure everybody had a chance.
Oh, 10. I thought you said 2, and I was like,
no, the last one was for 2.
Now.
The recount poll was only for 2 minutes. I figured that was a pretty quick decision to make. All right, so maybe our center area here is going to be like a Mayan temple type structure. So let's go ahead and
got like a ziggurat.
Yeah. So I guess yeah, a ziggurat is a stepped pyramid. I remember looking up the definitions because I was like if you look at Mayan, Central American pyramids, they don't look like Egyptian pyramids, or at least not most of them. They look more like ziggurats. But I guess the definitions are kind of wobbly, and also the names that we call them are just the names that in English we assigned to them, not what, like, I don't know what the Mayan or Aztec word for their temple space is. Oh, results are final. All right, so Jungle won.
By 1 vote.
By 1 vote. Castle was close behind. So yeah, we'll have some old structures in there. But yeah, so the names for these things are what we gave them in English. The Mayan and Aztec people had no concept of Egyptian pyramids to say, oh, this is our thing like their thing. Like they didn't name that, whatever it's called in their languages, to be the same word for Egyptian pyramids because they didn't even know those things existed. We just looked at those things and went, oh, hey, these like vaguely triangular shaped stone structures, that's a pyramid. Even if it's not exactly shaped like a pyramid, because a pyramid is the name for a specific, triangular shape, which I think the Mayan and Aztec ones don't. They're usually more like rectangular on the base. I think they're like a little stretched out.
I was watching the news the other night, and there was one of the gentlemen on the news was talking about the Pentagon, and he said something about. I kind of zoned out for a second, but I came back in when he was talking about changing the shape of the Pentagon or getting a new building, and he called it a trigon. And I stopped for a second, and I was like, I looked at my wife, and I was like, did he just say trigon? And she's like, I'm afraid he did.
Instead of a triangle.
I was like, there's already a word for that. It's triangle.
Like,
what is happening?
Technically, etymologically the same thing, I guess.
Alex, you do not help this person. They do not need help.
And why would you change the shape of it? Like, that sounds like a lot of work.
I was just like, oh my god.
Like, is the Pentagon shape not working for them? Is it hindering the flow of
like I said, I zoned out for a little bit, so I don't remember why they went from Pentagon to Trigon. I was Jackie Chan says the news is gross, and yes, I agree. Not Jackie Chan, which is why I was zoning out, and I zoned back in at the perfect time to solidify my feelings in that situation, and that is the news is gross. I agree, and that happened when I heard the word Trigon.
It sounds like a villain from like Doctor Who.
I was gonna say Dr. Evil, yeah. Sounds like something Dr. Evil would say, and people would just be like, Excuse me, Dr. Evil.
We're gonna make a 3-sided robot. I will call it the Trigon. Question from Vian's channel over on YouTube. If I make some object, can I sell it on the Sandbox? Yes, absolutely. You do need catalysts in order to mint. Catalysts can be purchased from the Sandbox website or OpenSea. Sometimes there are people selling them on the secondary market for less than the sale value, sometimes more than the sale value. So if you look at the ones that the Sandbox is selling on the Sandbox website, you can know the base value. Like a common catalyst is 1 sand. And then you can use that as your frame of reference for whether you want to buy them or not. Typically, people selling them for less than market value or the Sandbox's default value they're oftentimes selling a small quantity of them. Like they may have like 5 or so that they earned at an event. So you may not be able to buy as many as you need from one person. You may need multiple transactions to fill that out. A lot of times
the transaction fee. Yeah, that's something that you need to keep in mind.
A lot of times I'll buy as many of the secondary market ones that are below the Sandbox price first, and I'll buy that out, and then I'll buy the rest of what I need from the Sandbox directly.
Wait a second. Never mind. Transaction fees are almost nothing. Please disregard that comment. Because
on Polygon, they're a fraction of a cent. Yeah.
So please disregard that previous comment.
But be aware that the listings may be expired because if somebody just sold their catalysts, like the listing may not have like disappeared yet. So you may try to buy and it may say that they failed because they didn't have enough in their inventory. So just know that like sometimes that takes a little bit to update, so you may need a couple tries to get the catalyst you need. But yeah, once you have catalysts and you've uploaded an asset from VoxEdit to your account, then you can totally mint it and sell it on the Sandbox or OpenSea, or any other ERC 1155 Polygon supporting platform like LooksRare or what have you. All right, we've got an ad break coming in right now, so we're gonna do that. Remember that the ad breaks go to help fund the project that we're working on right now. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It makes me happy for ads now.
That's wonderful.
And we're back. Thanks for hanging in, everybody. So we are working on our sort of temple-y, our jungle space. So the thing to keep in mind now is we've got the new mechanics where we can actually cover a 2-meter section. So we'll be able to like jump and pull ourselves up onto each one of these platform sections. I am going to take a look at like some references here, just so that way we can build something. Well, we're making something kind of inspired by like Mayan temples, so let's take a look at what they actually look like this. So just thinking about, we're not worried about making it 100% accurate to any particular space, but we do kind of want to make something that looks good. So we're taking a look here at these, and I think we're actually going to cut our stairs. Do I want to build? Oh, you know what? We've got those wall pieces. We can use those to do our diagonal edge going down. So, let's go ahead and expand this base a bit. And then we will have enough room to put a structure on top. And maybe we can do something on the inside too. Not too big, but maybe like a little NFT gallery inside. So I think we will spawn up here at the top and be able to work our way down. So now we need a structure here. And we have enough room to do like a little parkour kind of stuff up above as well. So we're going to hollow out nice big doors here. And one of the cool things with Magic of Voxel is we can just control, grab, and slide everything over, which makes it easier to work on the interior of sections. So now we've hollowed out this space and we're mirroring right now, so it happens on both sides. Do a little guardrail up here, and I think we'll just spawn right in the middle.
Safety first. Safety first.
Yes, the safety first.
You don't want OSHA coming after you.
Right. And then let's turn off the mirroring. I think we will have a spot for a ladder coming up here, so we can get into our nice vista here. Or maybe even we could even do climbing vines. Actually, maybe, I kind of
maybe a like chameleon. If you know somebody who
climbing chameleon.
Yeah, any chameleon NFTs out there? If there's anybody in the chat right now who happens to know someone who made one?
Certainly not Jackie Chan.
No, certainly not.
I
just love how their eyes go in different directions and they're on those like almost ziggurat looking like swivels.
There we go. We can have like climbing vines coming up out of each corner. That. And then this can be kind of our leaping off point to having some parkour stuff along the top.
Okay.
Now we need some.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of room up there, though. How would they parkour?
Just more horizontally. I mean, so keep in mind that each block is a meter right now. So we've still got what are these 8-meter sections, right? So we've still got like 11 meters.
Gotcha.
Above this. So there's still a good amount of room to like navigate. And we can go out horizontally. Like it doesn't have to just be up jumps. We can also jump out. So got that. Now, what is a good size space that we can get in here? I think if we go this big, it's a pretty big chasm in there. I do need to consider the diagonal. I may need to adjust the sizing in there a little bit. And then the staircases on these are pretty wide, so we're going to make a 4 meter. Let's do 6 meter wide staircase. So build this out, and we're going to have to extend it. 1, 2. Shrink that down. Just a little bit of sculpting going on. Oh, I was 1 too short. There we go. So what we're going to have along the edges here is there's going to be a just a smooth ramp going down either side. We could probably even make it a slide if we just want to go zoop right down.
Ooh.
It'd be fun. I think we may need, I'm just, again, looking at my angles here. I think this may need to start out a little bit. There we go. Please don't make a parkour. The new Avatar Sprint makes me slip. I can't parkour. So yeah, this is a social hub. So none of the parkour in here is going to be mandatory to get anywhere. The main thing is yeah, it's there if you want to do it. And as we're running around building the space, I may elect to go with the old movements instead of the new movements, which will potentially be not quite so difficult. But we'll see. The goal is not to make this super challenging. It may link to experiences that are super challenging. But that is not the purpose of this space. All right. And now we need... Now, are there... I don't think there's stairs on every single side of these things, is there? It's kind of hard to tell from this photo. Some of them have stairs on all 4 sides. Not all of them
just have stairs on the, basically, I guess you would call it the front.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like them having stairs on all 4 sides because we are presenting 4 different spaces. And while we aren't like directing which one you go to, I don't want it to be like, this is the front. It's like, it could be in any direction.
Technically, when we're looking at it like that, there is no front because, like you said, they're going to be going to 4 different spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Or it will be leading to 4 different spaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just wondering where we're going to put the entrance to this interior gallery. I guess we could have...
You could hollow it out even more.
Yeah, I mean, we could have... This is kind of like that other project I was working on. That we kind of... I
was just thinking that.
Never finished. Have like some sort of trapdoor would be cool.
Always.
Yeah, what if we do?
Are you trying to figure out the best way to hollow it out?
Well, just the best, like, I want there to be functional floors, but I also want ways for people to get into this space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking something like just could take the vines that you could climb up into this area and just continue them down. There's just going to be vines dripping down here, so you can Indiana Jones your way in.
Just watch out for the boulders.
Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, now something like that on the inside.
That looks really cool. I like that a lot.
And so now we can have artwork all the way around the edges in this space. And you'll have a central area that you can get back out of. Ooh. All right. So now let's hit save because it's been a little while. How's the chat doing?
Good.
We're just
People are
vibing.
just watching you build right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just vibing.
It's so much quieter when I'm building. Now, what do we want these little mini temples to look like? I kind of want them to be like just mini pyramids, and then at the top there will be some
A Stargate.
Basically. I mean, not. Yeah, I mean, I guess there could be kind of a Stargate, right?
A gate to the stars.
I'm like not necessarily a Stargate, but almost like a Minecraft portal. So something like see, I kind of want them to face diagonally in, but I guess it would just be an asset. So they'll each be like that, kind of facing towards the middle. But these do need to be a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna. So there's enough room up here for like an NPC, the gate asset, maybe some statues and like signs to like let you know about the contributing creator in the space.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's going to be out there, and then we're going to line the whole edge with trees. And actually, I was thinking it'd be cool to have waterfalls around the edge, so almost like we're like in a collapsed. What do they call it when like a volcano collapses? A caldera, I think.
I'm sure there's a term for that. I just don't know what it is.
A large cauldron-shaped depression in the ground that forms when a magma chamber is empty during a volcanic eruption. Calderas are a type of crater, but they are much larger and are associated with volcanic collapse. Yeah. This whole thing's going to be a caldera.
Is that where they get the term cauldron from?
I think it's like a related word. What's the etymology? The term caldera comes from the Spanish caldera and Latin calderia, meaning cooking pot. In some texts, English term cauldron is used. So yeah, no, it's they started calling them calderas after cauldrons.
Okay, cool.
But this way we have
in this situation the egg came first, not the chicken.
Yes. It would be great to have an option to turn off the slipping effect in game. You mean so that way people don't tap shift to slide, or because you have to, if you want a slippery surface, you have to enable it. Like the sliding surface is it's an
You
optional.
mean like encourages bad behavior?
Well, it's a component to make a surface slidey.
Mm.
So you can just not add it. If you wanted to enable or disable it, you could for parkour maps, the new sprint animation. Oh, you mean the turn, right? You're talking about the changing of direction. It's it's just an animation, but it also like your position changes slightly in the animation. So you do that highly animated turn where instead of it just immediately flipping your direction, you shift your weight to the other foot to go back the other way like you would in real life. So I think we want like a stone wall around this whole space, and then there's going to be water coming down. Not quite the right color. Not that it matters too much, but that's worse.
So, Play Game for Fun asked, they said, I'm in Game Maker on a very new empty map. When looking for preset messages, noticed player data loaded. Does that message have any dedicated function?
I don't know. I haven't seen that before. That's a good question. Player data loaded.
Here, I'm just going to drop that as a note in our Alex chat.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. I will ask one of the devs what that is for. There's probably some internal purpose for it, or they accidentally got left behind on something. But I imagine it connects to something.
Mm-hmm. It also might connect to something that you don't have access to, like Alex's manager features. Or is that not possible?
Sorry, I was reading I Am Nagul's next comment. What'd you ask?
I said it could also connect to something like one of Alex's like admin features. Or is that not possible?
No, that's I suppose it's possible. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't seen it before, so I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Yes, saving player data is being worked on. Yes. Yeah. Not yet, but I mean, it's being worked on now, but it's not available yet. Could be VVox is wondering if maybe it could be related to loading us like a save game, and I think that's possible. Is there any list of those pre-built messages and when, where they should be used? So if you go to the Game Maker and you open, you go to like settings, there's a message list and it will show all the messages in your experience. And if you make a brand new experience, it'll show just the ones that are default in the thing. Most of them are pretty straightforward. It's like, the A1, A2, A3, A4 are all for the asker. Mm-hmm. You've got, I think like, kill for when you want to like instantly kill an NPC or something. Interact, spawn, various other ones. So like you can use messages for whatever you want. Like you can change the messages around, so none of them have like a thing that they have to be used for. I do try to keep them consistent. So like victory and defeat, like I try to only use those in the case of victory or defeat of the game, but like you can use them for other things and just not use them for any default options. The only ones where they kind of have a way that they're supposed to be used, but you can still kind of mix and match them and make your own, is the ones with arguments. So if you try to do like I think it's like weather or fade in, fade out for audio, there's the arguments have like a time factor associated with them. So when you send that message, you can also send the duration for those. So when you start the fade out, you can say fade out for 10 seconds. But those also, you can make your own messages with arguments. So really none of them have a set default. Not Jackie Chan suggests never using default messages. That's also not a terrible idea. I haven't built a lot of super involved game logic projects, so there hasn't been an issue with me using default messages, but not using default messages is a good point, because when you place an asset, it might have a default behavior that you're then triggering with that default message, and you may have unwanted results from that. You can delete all of them. There's no I think if you I think the ones that can't be deleted, you can also just not use them. So like I said, it's because you can set whatever messages you want. There's nothing in there that can't be changed around. So what makes the question interesting is like when you see one that you're like, you don't know what it's the default for. Like when I look at that list of default messages, I know which behaviors are asking for those things by default, but then you can change them around to whatever message you want. So the loaded player data or whatever the message was, I hadn't seen that one, so I don't know what it actually goes to.
Player data loaded, but yeah, close.
Player data loaded, yeah. Send trigger message, level explodes. See, I've used trigger a lot, but I am very careful to make sure that I know which things it's going to. So I've never had an issue really with using trigger. Yeah. So it's up to you if you want to use defaults or not. With defaults, you just got to be careful that you change things from the default instead of just leaving them there. If you are using the default messages, make sure you change your default behaviors so that way they don't unexpectedly do things that you're asking them to do without realizing you're doing it. That's also why it's important to look at the message thingy. What's it called? The message broadcaster
asset pack.
No. Lucas knows what I'm talking about. He's just being a goof.
Trying to be helpful. I will be right back.
Sure. All right. So we're building this space. We got we should have some like waterfall things going on. Let's move these in a bit. Do I want to move them? Yeah, I want to move them a bit. Let's move them 4 meters in. And take away 4 meters off the back. Message debug counter thing. Yeah, it's yeah, it's the debug. The counter is for assets, I think. My brain's having a hard time remembering exactly what the interface is called. But yes, that's what I'm getting at. Let's bring these sides in a bit. And then we can kind of do a little bit more organic sculpting here. And we want to turn off the reflection.
Do we, though?
I do.
Well, then we do. Now, Jackie Chan says, you gonna magic palette this bad boy? And I believe the answer
Absolutely.
is yes.
Not doing all this sculpting in Magica Voxel and then not copying it over to Magic Palette. Like, it would just be a bunch of extra work not being used. But then we can turn our reflection back on. Oops. And so this is our water surface here.
You gonna make it so they can swim around the edge?
So because I yes.
Okay.
maybe. I think the parkour should allow you to get back here.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want people to swim up the waterfalls into this space. So I may do something that would kind of prevent them from getting in there.
That's fair.
But you could definitely, I think, parkour up to this outer edge if you wanted and swim around.
And that's your treat.
Yeah.
You get to swim around the exterior.
Mm-hmm.
You should also put like a hot tub in this top of that little the top of the ziggurat. Little hot tub in the center of it.
All bubbly.
Mm-hmm. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
All right. So is that I think I could do it this faster if I do this way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing some organic sculpting.
Gotcha.
So that way it's not painfully symmetrical.
Completely uniform.
Yeah. Organic, so Biopunk won. No. Sorry.
Knock it off, Roxy. You know exactly who won.
You don't have to be mean about it.
I know, Roxy. You don't have to be mean about it.
So yeah, this is just the kind of like quiet part of this is just sculpting. It's a vibe.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you want to turn on the wizard radio while you're doing this? You
It
like that?
seems like whenever I have it running, like while we're on camera, it like glitches up and like the audio starts
I wonder why
freezing.
that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been doing that lately. It's not so bad like at the start of the show, and I think I might have to do something like VRAM or like caching. So like when we're in the startup, it never seems to like get stuck, but once we're going, it doesn't like working anymore. We're gonna go for about 30 more minutes. If anybody wants to stream the sandbox, we are gonna plan on raiding. So, get ready. We're gonna raid you if you want. May I take this opportunity for an update on Alpha Season 4 Mage Raid Santa hats? Yeah, they should be going out this week. I got the base rewards out like the night that we left for vacation, and then I've only been back a couple days, and it's just been a lot of catching up to do. So it's been a little bit crazy around here, but I'm finally starting to get into a good spot where I can get those models out and get that stuff minted. So thank you for your patience. They should be out shortly. I'm Nagul says they might stream later, but not now. All right. Temio is going to be streaming. Okay, cool. We'll plan to raid Temio then.
I think Temio's already streaming, actually.
Okay. Well, if they're still streaming in 30 minutes, then we'll raid. Because that'll put us at, what, 3 hours? 3 hours goes by so fast.
Yeah, basically.
It's just a little bit of like stalactite action going on here.
I like it.
And so our water is going to just kind of come pouring over the edge here.
As waterfalls tend to do.
And I'll just make a little pool at the bottom. Oh yeah.
If this was a movie, I would 100% check behind that waterfall for a secret base.
Well, we don't have a lot of room to work with back here.
Yeah, I know. It'd be like more like a secret broom closet, but you get the feel.
Mm-hmm.
You pick it up when I'm throwing down.
All right. And I swear there's enough room for trees in here. It's not looking too jungly at the moment. But remember, we're in a caldera in the jungle, so this is going to be like Lost World, like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
A lot of moss.
Oh, moss! I heard a lot of moths. Like
that
we're gonna be like Godzilla fighting Mothra over here.
I'm into it already. Because that leaves the door open for Mecha Godzilla.
The problem I just thought about, though, is that our ground is too thin. So basically we have to select all this stuff. We're going to move it up 1, 2. Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. I have to recolor it. We missed a few bits. Two. I need enough room for the water to make a pool at the bottom.
Otherwise, it's just like a puddle.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jazz Wolf says you could have a hidden portal behind the waterfall, and that's a great idea.
I don't know how effectively we'd be able to hide it, though. I like the idea, but I'm not sure how the hiding will happen.
I don't know either. But I'm sure it'll look amazing when it's done.
There we go. Now it's all the same color. Or same position.
Was it off by a little bit?
Well, I tried to recolor all of the pyramid stuff so I could bump them all up by selecting them, but I missed a couple bits that were inside the pyramid, which would mean I had like some cavities, basically. Nobody likes cavities.
You gotta get them filled, and it's a whole ordeal.
All right. Now we've got a couple more layers of dirt in here. That will work. Our waterfall can now pour into something.
Ferbs Loops over on X says, good job, guys. Have a nice building day. Thanks, friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Any day building the sandbox is a good day, so.
Yeah. I enjoy this stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and see what this would look like so that it comes pouring over the edge. Like that. And we're gonna just remove a little section of dirt here. Ta-da. Like so.
I like it.
And then maybe some of this this area can be a little bit deeper. Let's that, and then that. Oop. New glasses. What happened?
Apparently last week, Elko Zero broke his.
Uh-oh.
So they got some new ones.
Well, that's good.
They're asking me where mine were, and mine are actually sitting right here. I have new headphones, and they fit wildly different than my old ones, and I need to adjust them a little bit because today they were kind of like digging the bridge of my glass or the arms of my glasses into the side of my head, and it was giving me a bit of a headache.
I do not like wearing glasses with headphones, not over the ear ones, because it interferes. having the cups of the headphones press against the side of your head makes the glasses like lift off of my nose, which is just
It's
a
not
weird
fun.
sensation. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
strange feeling. So, not a favorite of mine.
Not a fun. So people think that world building is very glamorous, and sometimes it can be. Other times, a majority of the time, it is this. It is a vibe that you have, and you, as you sit there and put pen to paper, so to speak, on what you want your world to look like. And there will be a lot of revisions in it, and there'll be a lot of changes, and you'll spend hours doing something that later you find was unnecessary, and that's okay. That happens. Every single world that me and my team have built, we have gone in and made hours upon hours of revisions. And there have been multiple times where we're like, oh, well, we don't like any of that when we were done. And so we'd have to go in and change it all back or make a new change on top of the old change. It's part of playing the game. And it can
Building
be
the game.
very zen if you do it right.
And other times it makes you want to pull your hair out. So I'm thinking it would be cool to have, I don't know, something hidden here. You got to dive down.
A
to
treasure
get it.
chest.
Yeah. Yeah, some sunken treasure down there.
Leadox says, nah, I just nail it on the first try and never need to revisit it. Boom.
Honestly, that's usually how I am with things. Well, no, okay, so I don't nail it on the first try. I revise so much as I'm doing things that it makes it take longer for me to do it, but the end result I feel like is good and doesn't need as many revisions at the end. So I'm like a live reviser instead of a do and then revise and then do and then revise. I'm like do revise the whole time. If TSP game development was a yoga position, which one would it be?
Cat cow.
What?
Cat cow.
Cat cow? I didn't know that was a yoga position. I was gonna say palms to floor screaming at the sun or something.
Very epic looking pose.
Bent over backwards, agonizing warrior. Something like that.
I literally just pulled the first one I could think of out of nowhere.
Cat cow. Is cat cow a real pose?
Yeah, it's a stretch. It's it's something that I do daily because of my back problems.
Oh, okay. I'd never heard of that one before.
It's a yoga stretch.
Okay. It just makes me think of cat dog.
Same, 100%. When the chiropractor first told me about it, I was just like, I just smiled, and he's like, "What is that?" And I was just like, "What is what?" He goes, "You got this weird smile on your face now," and I was like, "It's because I'm thinking about cat dog." And he's like, "You're thinking about what?" And he's like, "No, it's cat cow." And I was like, "I know that's what you're saying, but you asked me what I was thinking about while I was smiling, and that's what I'm thinking about." He's like, "You're thinking about cat cow?" And I'm like, "No, I'm thinking about cat dog." And he's like, "I think we're saying two different things." I'm like, "Oh, we most definitely are." He was very confused. It was wonderful.
That was a weird show, man. I mean, a lot of those shows were weird. Like All Real Monsters. Like, who came up with this?
Oh my god, I've seen as of late, so many amazing Real Monsters cosplays.
Mm.
Like that show like gained like a cult following, and the people that were into it are now making adult money, and they're spending that adult money on wildly amazing cosplay outfits, and it's pretty cool.
It's one of those. It feels like a fever dream. Like, did that really happen? Was that really a TV show? Did that really happen?
100% felt like a fever dream. There have been a few times where I've fallen asleep watching it, and the dreams I had while watching it were unexplainable.
Mm-hmm. Did I raise the floor at some point?
Oh yeah, Eek the Cat. That was a good one. Bobby's World. Oh my word.
Bobby's World was
regular, but his imagination adventures, those were the fever dream. Like there was moments of wellness and sickness in that.
Wasn't it also half live action or something? Like it was.
There was moments of it that were live action. Yeah, it was like Howie Mandel, I think.
Was it Howie Mandel?
I believe so. I think he was.
You're bringing up memories from like when I was like 4 years old. It was Howie Mandel. 1990 to 1998. Wow, it went longer than I would have thought. That's 7 seasons.
Bobby's World did 7 seasons?
Yeah.
There's some shows where you're like, man, I feel like that only lasted for 1. And they're like, it lasted 22 seasons. And there's other shows where you're like, I feel like that lasted 1,000,000 seasons. They're like, it did 1.5.
I think I might be thinking of a different show. There was a show that was about a cartoonist.
Life with Louie?
Maybe.
The Louis Anderson show?
No, I don't think so. It like a live action cartoonist, and so you'd see him like go to like his drafting board to like draw his comics and stuff, and then I think part of the show was also in cartoon. All right, I think I'm having like messed up my floors a little bit here.
You're messing up my brain. I'm thinking I can hear it like in the background of my mind. Like I can kind of see it, but it's just like it's too far away right now. I'm not gonna be able to grab onto it.
All right, just gonna get rid of those floors for now while I'm doing other edits here. All right. So we've got this going on. We got about 15 more minutes. We didn't do a giveaway. We should do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So let's give away an orange hat. So part of this caldera is collapsed with the water. I think another part of it should be like more jungly stuff up on the edge. So as you're like looking up, you're like, oh, there's trees and stuff up there. You can't do that on television. Turned you into a Canadian. What?
I didn't know shows could do that.
It's magic.
Pretty impressive, really. could you be thinking about Cool World? Remember that movie?
I know what Cool World is. I've seen it more recently, so I didn't see that when I was a kid, but I do know what that is. I love Ralph Bakshi. How old is he now? He's 86. All right, got an ad break coming in 5 minutes. I wish we could just tell it to like go through. It's going to be very close to the end of our show, but that's fine. All right, we're going to build up this structure here.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, we're just kind of like raising a support here. And you know, you don't want it necessarily to go like evenly like that, because then it looks a little too mechanical. So when you alternate it out on each side, it just feels a little more natural. This is the kind of sculpting that I used to do in Magic of Voxel all the time. I used to like contour everything out, which I got away from because the assets in VoxEdit, we want them to be as you know, fewer faces. So I don't get to model like this much anymore. But with the terrain blocks, it doesn't really matter too much. All right. Oop.
You said we're doing an orange hat today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have dropped the giveaway form in the chat. It has been up for a few minutes now, but it's not going to be up for much longer. So if you would like to get in on that giveaway, jump in on it now.
Go, go, go. Jump on it. so we got another like dirt patch here. And maybe not something that I want to build right now, because I don't want to go overboard yet. But potentially we could mine down into this area and make, some little tunnels connecting, like an ant farm almost, along the sides here. Could potentially do something cool with that. You think of like the Boop Goop Hub. Was it the Boop Goop Hub? That had no, because that was Andy's. What was Touche's? The Fungi Hub. Where he had like platforming mazes all along the sides of the experience, as well as the middle being all full of like mushroom things. You like really use the edge space creatively. I always thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Agreed.
Yeah, we can definitely like dig a little tunnel here. Oh, and we're in an ad break right now. So if you're still watching us, you're one of the cool kids. You can see what's going on through the ad break. All right. Well, it's about 5 till. I think we should start getting that raid ready. And I'll probably keep on working on some of this modeling off stream. So that way next stream we can do some more interesting things, some placing of assets and stuff. And yeah, maybe we'll think of Panda and I will put our heads together and think of some interesting things to do in this space. We'll probably have like a collection quest or something, seeing some like points of interest. And yeah, we'll have. I feel like the waterfall. I should either put in some like slippery slope assets through it, so like you can fall down the waterfall, but you can't swim up it. Or a moving platform that just keeps on like kind of pushing you down. Be like, no, this is not the way up. I think a slope asset is the best way to make it fall. Well, it still like looks like a waterfall. And then we'll have some creative parkour platforms to get up here, and maybe
so
other
hang
ways
out in the
too.
hot tub.
Yeah, of course. And then the areas underneath are going to be whatever those builders decide to do with the space. It's going to be exciting.
I like how you color coded them. That's nice.
Yeah, I will probably end up changing these, but it's just to kind of indicate that each one of those is a separate space.
Yeah. You get the green, you get the purple, you get the blue, you get the brown.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing.
Yeah, and then they can change it to look however they want. It'll be very clear. Whenever we pass this off to the next artist, we will clear the area. Be like, nothing there.
Well, before we go, I do have that giveaway winner.
Yes. Oh yeah, who's our giveaway winner?
Congratulations goes out to Tom Voxel. You're the giveaway winner. You have won Wizzy's orange singed hat.
Congrats,
it's all yours,
Tom
my
Voxel.
friend. Congratulations. Wear it with pride.
Tom Voxel, we gotta compete again. We're now 1 for 1 against each other with our exercise rings.
Oh, it's a ring. That was a watch.
Well, it is a ring, but It is a watch, but it looks like that.
Rings and watches are two different things, Alex.
It's a ring on the watch.
That's a watch on a watch.
So each ring, there's a ring for like how many calories total you've burned through the day, and then specifically minutes of exercise, and then how many times you've gotten up and done stuff during the day, so you're not just spending all day sitting. That's the most important one for me, because I will very easily sit in this chair for 5 hours straight. So Tom Voxel and I were like competing to see like who completes all of their rings every day, and he won the first time. It didn't help that I got pretty sick during the first week and was bedridden for basically a day. Well, I mean, it's hard to get up and exercise when you're got a norovirus.
No excuses. Play like a champion, Alex.
Everybody at the gym will really appreciate my vomit up and down the machines. That's
what the regs are for.
And gross. And then the second week, it looked like he was gonna win because I was on the cruise and I was offline most of the time, so I wasn't updating my scores. But because I was on the cruise, I was like walking all around the boat. I was swimming a whole bunch, and it's like a music festival, so I was actually like jumping up and down and like getting excited with the music and dancing and stuff. So that was just like all, as well as having like over 15,000 steps a day, was just like a lot of a lot of activity. And so it looked like he was winning, and then I connected to the internet and all of my rings were like
I just dumped on it.
Yeah. It was like, oh wait, these 3 days that you were offline because no internet, oh, you crushed it.
Well done.
So
Intrepid explorer.
And Tom Voxel just said that he was up late at a party dancing, and so woke up with all of his rings already closed. That's basically what happened to me one of the nights, because I was at a music show that started at like 12:30 at night. And so I like went to bed, woke up the next morning with like, you did 30 minutes of exercise already today. I'm like, sweet. Where's breakfast?
You're like, yeah, I did.
Anyway, Tom Voxel, you got to accept my competition invite, because right now we're 1-1. Neither of us is winning. We're tied. So I'm going to send you a challenge. All right.
Yeah,
well, we're going to go raid. I forgot who we're raiding. Who are we raiding? Temio, that's who it was. So go have fun with Temio playing in the sandbox. We will be back on Friday, actually. Are you going to be there, Lucas, Friday?
I believe I will.
Okay. We're going to be doing family game night. Was that what we called it? Friday game
Something
night.
like that.
Friday game night.
Friday family game night.
Yeah. Family fun Friday game fun night family.
Festivities for family fun.
So we'll see you on Friday, and then we will be back with maybe events and mage raids and stuff on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.